my whole place and then realized that all I'm gonna do is this. So
Yeah.
I didn't even have to clean,
Yeah.
but we're all good.
I mean, I
My
How you
man
guys
literally
Ethan,
doing?
man.
doing
Oh,
good, man. I mean, my setup for my podcast, I just take all the shit that's in this room and I shove it off camera, and then I just deal with it when we're done. I mean,
That's what you got to do. Is that a little Sunday golf hat?
it is. It's one of the only hats that I feel like fits me well right now, but also
Yeah.
I feel bad because they sent it to me and then they sent me a bag and I told them that I was gonna like wear it in a couple of videos like early on, and then they like followed back on. They're just like, "Hey, like how's stuff going?" And I was just like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "I need to start wearing it in a couple of videos." So I was like,
Dude, I
"What?"
mean, we were talking a little bit, but you probably got just brands up the wazoo hitting you up to wear
Dude,
stuff or feature stuff in your videos now.
it's insane. I had a call today with I don't know if you've heard of Hazard Hunters. Uh they I think started in Australia or New Zealand or something like that. But they're kind of like I think they're kind of trying to go like maybe like the Malbin route or like the students route or whatever. But I had a call with him today and he was like, we want to do like a collab piece with you, like do like a Bev Boys collection. And I was like, well, that's something I haven't heard
Jealous
from
to
anyone
that.
yet. So the dude, it was like 5 a.m. over there too. And so he's like, you just tell he's like just waking up like so tired of shit. And I was like, dude, I feel bad, man. We could have done this another time, but no, it's
He
cool.
scheduled the call for 5 a.m. his time.
Well, he asked me, he was like, what time works best for you? And I was like, probably my lunch break. And he was like, done. And I was like, oh shit, all right. But I
Respect
like
that.
wasn't doing the math in my head of like what time it was over there. So I was like, oh shit, dude, my bad. Like we could have done this like
that's
later
love
my
right
time.
there.
Oh yeah.
That's
You
love
probably
Yeah.
got to
right
wait
there.
what, like you get a package in like 2 months shipped to you from Australia.
Yeah.
That's a long ways away.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. He's like, yeah, he's like, I got to get you some stuff. And I was like, I hope it's coming from the States. I hope you're not shipping it overseas. Pay them
Yeah, that's what
import
happens with
fees, man.
Tacoma.
I,
Tacoma
I
takes
will
forever.
say I'm gonna get in trouble. You gotta do something with a Sunday golf bag. Those are good guys over there. But
Dude.
if they saw me let that slide, they'd probably
Yeah.
get me in trouble. But they're good
Get him.
guys. They have great bags.
Get him, Ethan.
Speaking of, I think it was my wife. She was like, she said something and she was like, she's like, who's this from? Or like, who's like, I was like, oh, it's from Sunday Golf. And she's like, I thought they already sent you something. And I was like, what? And
Yep.
she was like, yeah, like the package of all the stuff that you like ordered to Vegas. I was like, no, that was Sunday Swagger. And she's like, wait, it's two different companies. I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, I'm confused. I'm like, oh yeah, I was like, but I was like, it's funny because I was like, if you're in the golf space and you know the two brands,
It doesn't
you know what I'm
confuse it
saying?
at
Like
all. Yeah.
it's not like the same like vibe or whatever. Like,
Well, I'm in the golf space, and I understand the two brands, and I get confused like to
yeah,
this day. It's a little confusing. We joke back and forth with like who started it first, and I actually have no idea who started
yeah,
it first, but it's a very similar name. We're in Southern California, both of us, but
yeah.
we do very different things. But they're good guys over there. I think that they have really good fitting hats too. It's hard to find a good
Yeah.
fitting hat, so I totally
It's like
agree
a
with you.
beach type hat where it's like crushable, like it's like doesn't really have
Yeah,
much structure. And like
nylon.
sometimes I like that with my hats because I have like a weird shaped head. But
Yeah,
And for those that don't know, Ethan is the brand director at Sunday Swagger, the best golf polo brand in the game.
did
So
you
if you
hit
don't know,
record? Does not tell us. Like
oh, of course I did.
I was
Of
just
course
out
I
here
did.
spitting and I look
Well,
up and
I
I see
saw a
this.
good conversation going, so I clicked record. I had to.
He hits record
I
and says,
saw
yeah, I got a big head.
I saw the record thing hit, and I'm like, I got to turn it on. I've
Yeah.
never done something like this. I appreciate you guys having me on to talk about whatever we talk about, and I know that based on what you guys have told me about some of the guests that you've had on, I think I'm sandwiched like
Yeah.
right in between some big dogs. So don't expect this one to, do the numbers that the other ones do,
No,
but
stop.
we'll see what not to throw a pity party or anything, but you got some big names, which is cool. You
You're
guys
our
just started.
cleanup. You're our cleanup hitter, Ethan. So you got to
I
bring
don't
us
know
home.
about that. I don't know about that. But it's cool what you guys are doing, and you guys I've known Rocky now for 3 years or so, and
Mm-hmm.
I know how good of a guy you are, and it's cool that you found someone like Nick, who's I feel like just getting started in this space, and
Yeah.
it's cool to see you guys link up and do something like this.
I I know we have big guests coming on, Ethan, but when we decided to do this, you were one of the first people that I wanted to bring
Yeah.
on. I I love you so much, bro. So like I want some of the people to realize just some of the behind the scenes stuff that goes on in a golf apparel company. You know,
Yeah.
we'll talk a little bit about that. I'm sure Nick got some questions for you, but yeah, who cares how big the other guests are? You're my boy, and I'm super excited to have you on here.
Rock, that means a lot, man.
Gotcha.
It's been, yeah, I mean, for those that don't know, we sponsor Rocky and the Golf Fathers and stuff, and Rocky's been instrumental in some of the connections that we've made in our company, and just like the the loyalty is what I could speak to for hours. But you've been awesome with, literally, we just give you polos and hats and stuff, and
Yeah.
you guys do super great with it. You guys pump out content
Oh
more
yeah.
than most people, so
Yeah.
you guys are on top of that.
Sunday Swagger's got the best people in the world, from the top to the bottom. I love everybody there. I have nothing but amazing things to say about Sunday Swagger, man. And I don't know. Let's just dive into it. Like that first
Do it.
weekend that I met Ethan. We've been kind of going back and forth and text messages and stuff. And that first weekend, man, like one of the best weekends of my life. Like going down there, picked up Joe on the way. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like in that moment, like in that time frame, like I didn't really know Joe that well yet, right? So like I was on my way to go meet a brand and picked up Joe on the way, and then Ethan takes us to Trump National. Like we
Baller.
go and have a crazy
Well,
dinner.
the company card did. I don't know that I would go as far as to say that I
But
did, but
it was
The
just one of
Amex
the
took
most
us to Trump, okay?
exactly. I had the card that day, and I was feeling,
Yeah.
feeling a little
it was
frisky.
just a weekend that I'll never forget, bro.
Woke
Like
up feeling dangerous that morning.
it was
Yeah,
special,
I
man.
mean, well, like bouncing off of that, anytime that I had just started with Sunday Swagger, and anytime that someone says, "Hey, I have a connection to someone," his name's Joey Coldcuts. I'm like, you're like, you know who Joey Coldcuts is? I'm like, is the Pope Catholic? So I'm like, anytime you have an opportunity to go with the company card and everything, and go like make a relationship or something with, Rocky and Joey, I'm like, I have to go do this. And
Yeah.
it was you can speak more to it though, Rock,
No,
based on
it was just like, like Nick, you're having those moments now where you're like, is this really going on right now? Like, am I
Yeah.
really on the phone with this person, or am I really golfing with this person? Like, that was probably the first moment that I had where I'm golfing a course like that with Joey and Ethan, and I think Gino was there, and I think didn't Nick show up late?
Gino was there. Gino
I
was there.
You
know. I'm
know.
trying to avoid the Gino story because I don't want him to get mad at me, but it's going
Oh,
to come out eventually.
I heard
Yeah.
about the story.
But didn't Nick show up late?
Nick showed up on like the 11th hole or something.
Yeah, like I don't know
and we
how
were
that
George,
deep
dude.
into it.
Okay.
Nikki G.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened and how he showed up late, but like that was like the first moment where I'm like, I really want to do this, and I really think that it's possible because look where I'm at right now, look who I'm with.
Yeah.
And I still go back and look at some of those videos and stuff of us like taking shots on the tee box, and it was just
The
the first
fireball
moment for me.
shots.
Yeah, it was that first moment
Yeah.
for me where it was like a holy shit. Like what
Dude.
is
Dude,
going on?
that was back when, like, I mean, I was still tucking it. We're a very untucked brand. That's kind of what if the name Untuck It wasn't taken, we probably would have taken it because it's just perfect for us. But that's
Yeah.
back when I was like tucking in my polos. There's that video of us taking the fireball shot and everything, and
Yeah.
my polo is tucked in, and that's my one takeaway from the day. That's like my commentary on it, is that my shirt was tucked in.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, I'm at Trump, I'm gonna play, I'm with Joey Coldcuts, I have to look professional or something. I was
Yeah.
with Rocky too, but
Yeah, I was there. I was there.
he was. But
What-
for some reason I remember going into that, I'm like, I gotta play so well today, and I should have taken lessons before this, or I should have done something, and went to the range at least. But we showed up, and I probably shot a 105 or something.
I don't
But
remember. I don't think anybody kept score. I think it was just one of those vibes rounds, man.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
just one of those vibe rounds.
It was good, man.
Those are good rounds.
It was, you know me, I don't have a
Yeah.
lot of vibe rounds because I'm a psychopath on the golf course, but that one I was able to just let my guard down.
Yeah.
You get too
Didn't
in your
matter.
head, Rocky.
Yeah,
You
I
get
do
way
get in
too
my
in your
head.
head.
But I'm doing better now, Ethan. I'm doing a lot
You are?
better now. I am. I'm doing a lot better now.
Are you?
You'd be like even through, 8 or something, and then you'd have a double bogey and you'd be 2 over through 9,
Checked
and
out.
then you're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, done.
Dude,
Done.
we were when I was out there, Ethan, we were playing at Chimera and he was even, and on the 8th hole, he goes, "You know what? I don't care about the golf gods." He's like, "I'm playing really well right now." He's like, "I might go career low today." And I think he double bogeyed the next hole.
Oh, I don't think I parred again.
Classic.
Yeah.
That's just golf, right?
No, I know. I challenged them and I lost. I challenged the golf gods and I lost.
That's father time, man. You're not going to win that battle.
Dude,
100%.
I enjoy, I love it's I feel like it's rare that, and Nick, you probably know this, it's hard to go out, and Rocky, you too. You guys both have families, but I have a girlfriend, but I'm not married. I don't have kids. But I can only imagine how. I know I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to. But it's hard. I feel like it's hard for me to find, in California, it's 5 or 6 hours around, to find that time to go play. And you guys probably, Rocky, you don't deal with it. I
don't deal with it. I'm also to the point now where my son comes with me, which is awesome.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah.
But I find myself, when I do get the chance to play 18, I don't know what it is, but I get mentally and somewhat physically checked out after 13, 14 holes.
Really?
And it's probably because I'm playing bad, but
yeah,
I just feel like I've been out here a lot. You're waiting a lot and you're hitting just a ton of bad shots. I'm like, my score doesn't matter anymore. I just feel like I want to,
Ethan,
and I hate that I feel that way.
Correct me if I'm wrong though. Every time that I've played golf, in that area outside of Monarch Beach or Pelican, it's miserable. The weights and even to book a tee time is I would probably hate it too, bro.
You gotta stay up sometimes if you want a tee time. What's better than a tee time Saturday morning at 10 a.m. with 3 of your buddies or something?
Yeah,
you have to be on that Friday night at midnight or whenever it opens up, and you have to book that. Otherwise,
that's crazy.
It fills up so quick, and then you're paying, just with California inflation or whatever it is, you're paying probably 3 times what that course is worth for a tee time, and so it's hard to get out.
And then it's booked all the way up, and you're going to be it's a 6.5 hour round, even if you stay up and get that tee time.
Dude, you could have a terrible course that's super mismanaged and not taken care of, and you're spending, $95 for a tee time at 3 p.m. or something, and it's, you get 2 hours of golf in this sun, whenever the sun sets. So
that's crazy.
It's rough. California is probably, I'll go to my grave saying that it has some beautiful courses, but it is by far the worst place to be an amateur golfer.
I agree 100%. I agree with that, bro. But I also think if you're playing those $500 to $1,000 courses, it's one of the best places to be.
Yeah, but who's got that kind of
exactly? No, I agree.
You're talking a half your paycheck right there, for one round of golf, and then it's over, and you're like,
dude,
what did I get out of that?
And Joe was like, dude, he's like, you guys have to play Pebble, and Rock was like, dude, I don't think we can afford to play Pebble. And he's like, dude, he was like, you can't be that close to Pebble and not go play it. And so I was like, dude, Rock, I was like, we'll figure out a way, man. And then I went online and I looked up how much it costs for a caddy and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, man, maybe we'll circle back to Pebble in a couple years or something like that.
Yeah, we need gas money at that point.
Insane, dude.
Bro, Joey, he obviously he's blown up and stuff, but all he has to do is probably send a text to somebody at Pebble and say, hey, we're coming out, or
and Bob got
everything open.
Bob got him a $4,000 gift card to Pebble, and he just hasn't used it yet. just just waiting for whenever it's convenient for him.
I might hit him up for that.
Yeah, I know.
Going on.
I can promise you that if somebody ever got me a $4,000 gift card to Pebble Beach, it would be there for about 7 hours and it would be spent up.
Yeah, I want to know how, like,
Crazy.
to be at the point too where you have somebody like one of your friends just giving you a $4,000 gift card. That's pretty special, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Now I don't know if it's exactly 4,000. If Bob watches this, I know it's a good amount that he's going to play there for free. Like,
yeah,
so
yeah,
dude,
I mean,
it's a heavy amount. Yeah,
$4,000. If my buddy buys me a glizzy at the turn, I'm like, dude, thank you,
dude.
bro.
I get every single Christmas. I get a $25 Amazon gift card from my grandparents for Christmas. I'm super happy.
Right?
You know, it's gonna get me my my whatever my shaver head replacements. I'm super happy with that.
Clutch, dude.
But I know,
Ethan. I don't know if I know this, but how exactly did you start with Sunday Swagger?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
I feel like you told me this, but I want to hear it again.
I've probably told you maybe like 9 times.
I know.
I'll tell you for the podcast.
Thanks.
No, it's a good question. Yeah. So I'm. Where do you want me to start? Just Sunday Swagger, or?
I mean, just how Sunday Swagger became your job.
Yeah. So I graduated college up in Santa Clarita. It's a tiny little school. It's just north of LA. It's actually like where one of the fires is kind of right now, which is a whole nother topic.
Are you okay?
Yeah, we're good. We're about 30 to 35 miles south of all the fires, and it's crazy. That's a whole nother.
Yeah,
it's crazy to see it on. It's crazy to see the fires on TV and everything right now, and what it looks like on TV, but in person and just other thing. I haven't seen it in person. I haven't driven up. I don't want to be in the way of whatever's going on, but I've seen videos from my friends that have sent me stuff, videos from my family. It's a lot worse than it looks on TV. Like houses are just, knocked out. But fortunately, we're 30 miles south of it, but we all know in our office kind of like somebody that was affected by it up there, somebody that lost their home and stuff, but not to get all sad or depressing or whatever, but it's a crazy thing. The winds have been insane here. They're blowing.
Are they still blowing?
They're still blowing, dude. I think today and tomorrow are supposed to be like the worst days too. But so
that's what spreads it, right?
The wind spreads it. There's I could throw my tinfoil hat on and say something else spreads it, but
yeah,
we'll save that.
There's a bunch of people getting arrested.
This podcast could go for about 3 more hours if we got into that.
Did you see Did you see the whole thing about the railways or the smart city stuff?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see with like? I mean,
the map of the fire is right on the map. Did you see the
Australia thing? What happened in Australia?
No.
So, like in Australia, they had plans to build a smart city, and they had the railway mapped out and everything. And then all of a sudden, they had all these wildfires that kind of wiped out a large part of that. And then they built everything. Yeah. And there's stuff dating back to like, he who must not be named, Gavin Newsom, talking about. Mm-hmm. We don't need to make this political, but it's not political. It's real life. It's like what's going on.
Yeah.
You're living talking about this, the smart city and this railway that makes LA. LA is very old. It's historic, and the fact that they're canceling, a lot of insurance on homes was canceled. It just all adds up to being
no water.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
Nick, you look like you got some thoughts on that.
I mean, the insurance thing alone right there, I mean, I just like, it's really wild. And this is like, I feel like kind of going off topic, but it's wild that like, if you think about it, anytime that like, if you see something on the news or whatever, and you even just like question it or whatever, it's like this day and age, it's like conspiracy theorist, dude.
Yeah.
Like what? Like, are you crazy? And it's like wild. I remember saying something happened in the news one time, and I like questioned it. And I even like felt crazy like saying something about it, and I was like, but I feel like that's just kind of like the narrative now. But I will say this, and obviously I take everything I see on the internet with a grain of salt. I saw an article that said that one of the houses that is in the pathway of the spreading fire is Diddy's house. And
There's
that
a
is
whole nother thing
Yep.
right
that's
there.
a whole nother rabbit trail where a lot of stuff's coming out about a lot of celebrities.
Yeah, gotta hide it.
These
Gotta
fires are
burn it.
spreading. Look, and I mean, like, people can be like, oh, you think they do that? Yeah, because anytime there's money or power involved in anything,
Yeah,
greed is going to overtake people. So, like,
yeah,
and I'm not saying that that's what's happening with these wildfires, but like, I'm
It's just all
also,
weird. It's a
yeah,
weird. It
yeah.
all adds up,
And at that
right?
point, it doesn't even matter what, like, I feel like side
yeah,
you're
like what
on.
side you're on.
And
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. But I think, 3 or 4 years ago, if you said anything like that or you questioned anything like you were saying, Nick, like you're gonna be going through some stuff. Like people are gonna be like, this guy
yeah.
is a
He's lost
conspiracy
his mind.
theorist, or yeah,
Y-
he's crazy. He's Alex Jones.
Yeah,
And
But
once again, regardless of what side you're on, even when it comes to COVID, there was stuff that happened during COVID and stuff that was on the news in COVID that is like coming out in the news now that like, oh, it actually wasn't this.
yeah,
And
we're
it's
gonna get
weird.
censored.
It's well, I'll just
I
say
think
this.
I
And
think cancel culture's gone. I think we're good
yeah,
now.
yeah. I
Say
mean,
something then, Rocky. Prove it. Say
No, I'm not.
something.
I'm good. I'm
okay,
good.
I will say this, like I don't know if cancel culture's gone, but at the same time, like there's times that I want to like comment certain things back to like haters on an Instagram post of mine.
Yeah,
And I refrain because I'm like, I can't get canceled before I actually become a name.
strong. Yeah.
Oh man,
I know. I just realized I'm wearing camo on camo, and
it's a
that's
vibe,
not a
dude.
good look.
Survive,
I'm gonna
man.
you're gonna get a comment that says stolen valor in there. It's
Dude,
gonna be a bad look.
all you're missing is a Carhartt jacket.
Oh my gosh, it is freezing in here. But yeah, let's okay. So going back,
you
I
went to
guess.
school. You were
Yep.
at school where the fires are.
Tangent.
That is as far as I got,
That's as
which is
far as you got.
I
insane.
love it.
But here I am coming in thinking like, what are we gonna talk about? And we just start.
Oh no, yeah,
Two
it's
Um,
boys,
crazy.
man.
yeah, went to school in Santa Clarita, small little school, graduated, and you guys are a little bit older than me. I'm 27, so when I graduated, uh, I was 22 or something, but that was right in the like it was 2 months before COVID started. I graduated in the winter. Um, Moved up to Santa Barbara, California. It's a beautiful spot. Couldn't afford it. Um, Started doing sales like with a headset and everything. Started calling people every
Mm,
day, selling a shipping software, and met some really cool people there. But it was just rough. It was not for me. I feel like I can sell stuff, but not in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty horrible. It was almost like a not a I don't want to say a sweatshop, but someone's behind your back saying dial, 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 dial.
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
it's crazy.
so fortunately, I don't want to say fortunately, but COVID hit, and you know, rest in peace to everybody that lost their life in COVID. But it
Yeah.
helped me get out of that job. Uh, Moved home to Seattle. That's where I'm from, and was like, I had, nobody's hiring, everybody's firing right now. The world didn't really know what was going on, so I'm like, I'm gonna go move in with my parents after college. I just had to.
Hmm.
I actually started delivering for Amazon because literally they were the only people hiring during that time, and they just boomed during COVID because everybody didn't leave their homes. They
Yeah,
needed people to go drive and um, drop off packages at people's homes, and that was looking back like my whole life, like that was the hardest job that I've ever had. And I have like so much respect for
delivery.
delivery drivers
Yeah,
now. Yeah, because it's like it's a grind, dude. You
it
go
is a
home every
grind.
day just exhausted. Um, but did that. Uh, I got a call from my cousin one day. This was June of 2020, so COVID's still a thing. he said he had an e-commerce company that was booming during the time. Everybody's, um, selling things online, and all those e-com companies were just booming just because everybody's home ordering stuff, just like Amazon. The company it's a little obscure. It's called Birds Aren't Real, which Rocky, I've probably talked to you about this
Talked
maybe.
to you about that a bunch of times. Yep.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. If you Google Birds Aren't Real or look it up on Instagram or something, you'll get a good scope of what it is. A lot of people, I feel like most everybody knows the conspiracy theory that birds aren't real, but
Well, you've heard about that
like
at Augusta, right?
at
No,
Augusta.
I haven't heard that.
You haven't heard that about like the Masters? That's like always like the inside talk about the Masters is that you never see any birds at the Masters when they televise the tournament, but you always hear bird noises. And so it's like this conspiracy that
Oh,
they're pumping in bird noise, but it's like there's no birds there.
I could totally see that.
I think this conspiracy, birds aren't real, is a little more in depth, right? Isn't it
Oh,
But that
they're
could be part
spying
of it.
on
I've
us?
never seen that. I've actually never seen that, which is
what,
crazy.
government surveillance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, would anybody be surprised at this point? I
I
mean,
really wouldn't.
No, so dude, it was started. It's pretty interesting. My cousin, along with his buddy Peter, started it back in 2016 during like the Trump Hillary election and stuff, and they kind of wanted to uh, create something that brought people together and gave something to laugh at, I guess, for both sides and everything. And they were like, "What's the most outlandish thing we could put on a sign and go protest in the street at like a women's rally or something, like some kind of like rally?" And
It's genius.
they wrote down "Birds Aren't Real," and they filmed a video for it, and that was back before even like reels, but it went viral on like Reddit, it went viral on like YouTube, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. And they're like, we have something here, we could create and write different jokes about it, different lore, like
yeah.
birds charge on power lines. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? The birds work for the bourgeoisie. Like there's a bunch of different stuff within it.
Charging on
And
a power line is crazy.
yeah,
I'm gonna say
like, have
this
you
though. I've never seen a baby pigeon.
yeah, it was a
Wow,
huge
dude.
t-shirt for us. Yeah, so
I gotta
so they started doing that. Go ahead, Nick.
I was just say I gotta put on a tinfoil hat because you got me thinking now.
Yeah, well, that's what's funny is like this started and stuff, and then I mean, since then, like it all started as a joke. Like it was always a satirical conspiracy theory,
Yeah.
clearly. But the whole internet, like, probably there were the true OG fans of it, but probably 75% of the internet, 80% of the internet thought that we were serious doing it. Um, and so it was hilarious. It was just fun to mess
Wow.
with the internet and stuff.
You
But
probably got Chris on it. My guy Chris, he's a
I could 100% see that.
yeah.
Oh, dude.
Believed it. He probably believed it for sure.
Yeah, I had some
Yeah,
combos with Chris in Vegas.
Yeah.
Some good
That
ones.
was
he's a little, yeah. Chris is a good guy, man.
great
He
guy.
he's a good
He
guy.
is.
But yeah, he called me and said we need some help with like marketing, and at that point it was just like TikTok. Like TikTok had just come out. They're like, we need someone to help us with our TikTok. I'm like, I don't even have TikTok, but
Yeah.
I'll give it a whirl. And I think it went from, so I packed up my car and everything and drove out to Arkansas. That's where it was, Fayetteville, Arkansas. Ended up living
Wow.
there for a year, doing it for them, and it was super fun. All we would do is just like write videos and different like skits, and produce them and put them on the internet, and just they'd go viral. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of like jokes, and but I moved away from Arkansas, moved to California, back where it kind of all started in college and stuff, and just became obsessed with golf, just like a majority of people did. I feel like during COVID, and that's when a ton of people started to golf. Like green fees were super cheap, um, but absolutely obsessed. I feel like I got pretty good at it, got lessons and everything, and can't say the same now. But there was a point where I was, I was pretty good, but pretty good to me was like, you know, whatever that is, high 80s, you know. But now
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's great.
dude,
Yeah.
I mean, don't say that with pity,
That's
Rock.
great.
That's
No, it is. It is great. It's great.
I've
88, 89 is a great
Yeah,
score.
stick with it, champ.
I'm gonna go
No,
pro, I promise.
yeah.
Well, my career, I average probably like mid 90s now, which is just, you know, I go out and have fun. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
career low is 75. But then I think like a week later, I shot
Wow.
like a 109. But that 75 day was at Silverado in Scottsdale, and I was just,
Dialed.
you know that feeling you get,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
just can't.
You're unconscious.
I don't know.
Like you're just
Yeah,
like,
There's not much of a there's not a better
yeah.
feeling, I don't think.
You
oh
want a
man.
beer, Ethan? Like, no, I'm good.
You're like, no,
Yeah.
I'm locked
I'm
in.
I'm locked
Yeah.
in right now.
Exactly. But yeah, during that time is 2021, got obsessed with golf, and it was to the point where I wasn't doing much remotely for Birds Aren't Real anymore, and I was just looking for something in golf. So I was looking on LinkedIn, like golf jobs, and I was applying for like greenskeeper stuff and like landscaping stuff, and just trying to like um but I had some like e-com and marketing background and stuff, so I was hoping to get into something at a company, not necessarily a course, but um, came across a company called Sunday Swagger, and I was like, you know, that's an interesting name. I you know, haven't used the word swagger since I was maybe 8,
Yeah. Right.
but to me now Sunday Swagger means like so much
Oh, yeah.
more than just like a name. So that's a whole other thing. But found it, clicked apply and everything, and then it said like over 100 applicants or whatever, like it did. So I didn't expect to hear back, and but I sent Mark, our owner, a message on LinkedIn. I said like, hey, just applied for the job, and hope to hear back from you, like something super simple like that. And I think that day I got an email or a LinkedIn message like, hey, can you hop on an interview or something tomorrow? So hopped on a Zoom call with them, and then um, it was maybe 15 minutes or something, and uh, hung up or whatever. And then I get a text that night or a message that night, and it was Mark saying, "Can you hop on another call tomorrow?" And that call the next day was like, "Hey, you got the job," and I was like
Wow.
Wow.
enthused.
Mark is the owner, by the way, who is also spectacular.
Mark is the owner, founder. I think he goes by I've seen him go by both CEO and president now, but he does it all. It's crazy too, because he's the CEO, like he owns the company, but
Yeah.
he's still so involved with it and cares about it. If I was CEO of a company, I would hire out. I'd go to Cabo and Cancun like every other month or whatever and just chill. But he's so involved with the design process, and you know, what can we do that's new and crazy, and always trying
Yeah.
to find like the latest innovations, and using all these different softwares and stuff to get us on the right track and try to keep us like one step ahead of everybody else. So
Yeah.
um,
Love Mark.
yeah, that
That's crazy.
was just over. That was like 3.5 years ago that I found Sunday Swagger, and since then, I mean, I right now I can't see myself doing anything else. It's, you know, involving golf. It's super cool designs and everything, and I feel like I didn't even need college in a sense, because this has
Yeah.
taught me like so much more than anything else could ever teach you. So
Yeah.
it's been great so far.
That's awesome. I feel like this day and age, it's like we all go through college, and like a small percentage of us like are really using our college degrees, and then the rest of us eventually find something where we're like, did I really need that? But then it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? But that's wild. I wanted to ask you, I mean, we talked briefly about it last night. Um, how it was for you, like with like Joe being the first like big signing that you had. Um, I guess with him being like the first signing, I guess after that, like what like were your expectations with like how the YouTube golf world was kind of like blowing up, and it was like how do you like keep a good gauge and a good pulse on like where the state of YouTube golf is and like other influencers and like, you know, trying to manage Joe while, you know, Bob Does Sports is like literally going to the moon, as they say.
Yeah.
Like, so how is it like being kind of in like the control seat of all that?
Yeah, when that all went down, it's funny. I got hired at Sunday Swagger and always told myself, like, for probably 6 to 9 months or something, I'm like, this is a stepping stone job.
Mhm.
Like I had to drive so far to our office and still do, but I was kind of in and out. I was there 2 days a week, remote 3 other days or something, and um, I think once I just decided to just buy into the mission of the company and buy into the fact that, you know, we're making a lot of people happy with a lot of the prints that we put out and stuff, and we're offering it at a more affordable price point and everything than a lot of people, it became fun, and it became something that I wanted to keep going with and really go hard at. But when I had the opportunity to go meet Joey, and Rocky came to me and said, we hadn't even met at that point, Rock, but we just
Yeah.
talked over Instagram and talked over text and stuff and on the phone. But I've thanked you many times, but I'm gonna thank you again. That was huge to just be like, oh yeah, like, do you want to meet Joe? And I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, like I probably got that text and I was like,
Well,
shaking.
I knew
Yeah.
that Joe's contract with what was that first company that he was with?
Proud 90.
Proud 90. Yeah,
I think they rebranded. I think they're a different name now. I'd have to
Oh,
check,
really?
but yeah, I think they
Yeah.
switched.
I knew his deal was coming up, so I'm like, why not? Like,
Yeah,
I've been talking to you for like, I don't know, maybe like a month or two at that point. Like, we
yeah,
knew each other pretty well. I knew you were a good person, and I asked Joe, and Joe was down. You were down. Like, it was awesome.
yeah. So I mean, Rocky already told the story, but you know, we went out to dinner, went golfing the next day, um, and it was the coolest thing ever. Being you know, I think I was 23 or so at the time, and um, I'm like, I get to go to LA and stay in a hotel and play Trump and go out to dinner and stuff, and kind of like it was my first, like, you know, wine and dine type experience, and
Yeah.
um, it was really cool to. I remember walking into the restaurant and just like I saw, and now it's whatever, but not
Yeah.
whatever, but I walked in and saw Joe, and I'm like, I remember I didn't black out, but I was like not in my body, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. I shaking his hand, I'm probably shaking. I'm sitting there, I'm thinking about everything, every word that's coming out of my mouth. But quickly, you know, you guys both know
Yeah.
how he is and everything, and how like kind of he doesn't put himself up on some pedestal, and it
No.
makes it super
Yeah.
easy once you talk to him for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
Rock.
yeah.
I
Go
was
ahead.
just gonna say when I got out to Vegas, and I'll say this, like before I like met Rocky in person, you know, as that voice started kind of like getting traction, when I would get follows from people, I would always go to their page and it would always be like, oh, you know, this person is followed by, you know, XYZ. And I remember going to Rocky's page and like it was like followed by Joey Cold Cuts, and then like this one video he's like in with like all these golf content creators, and I was just like, dude, who is this guy? And it's just like
Yeah,
he's like, you know, he's got connections with like Cold Cuts and like, you know, this guy and this guy. And I'm like, dude, what the heck? And it's just, it's funny because when I got to Vegas, he like from Rip was just like raving about Joe. Like, dude, Joe is like one of the best guys I've ever met. He's like, he's my boy, he's my homie. He's like, dude, like there's like nobody I feel like I'll go to bat for like this guy. And I was just like, and obviously me only ever really knowing him from like what I see on Bob Does Sports, I'm like, really? I was like, wow. I was like, I mean, like, yeah, like, you know, I definitely could see him being a good guy, but it's like, obviously, you know, like sometimes on YouTube, it's like he gets, you know, kind of like the reputation of like, he's like the wild guy, the guy that crashes out and stuff like this. And then it's like so funny because as I've got to know him, I'm like, no, like Rocky was 100% spot on. Like this guy is the
yeah.
friggin', he's the man. And he's
And he
still,
golfs way better off camera than he does on camera,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
Well, I told Nick the same thing.
He's
yeah,
he's so humble that like all the time now he's like, dude, I'm literally just a guy. And I'm like, no, Joe. I was like, I'm just a guy. Joe, you're not just a
Yeah.
guy, like not anymore. But
Dude, he had me, or he texted me one time and said, "Hey, I'm like, I don't really have anybody. I know you're down in Orange County or whatever, but I'm proposing to Nicole, his now wife." And he
yeah,
said, he's like, "I need someone to come take photos. Like, do you think you'd do it?" And I was like, yeah, let me clear my schedule. I'll come take photos for you." And I'm not I have like a photo background a little bit, but I'm not like a
yeah,
professional photographer by any means. But it was crazy. It's crazy to see Joe like somewhere in LA, because he's so in this world, in this niche, he's so famous. But
yeah.
like if he's in LA or whatever, he's a normal guy with 9 or 10 million people there. So that's like a place that you could actually, if you're at a golf course with Joe Rockies, like
It's a wrap.
Oh, it's a
you're
wrap.
It's a wrap.
yeah,
But
photos every
even like
5 seconds.
Circa, like I'll never forget, because going off of what you just said, when we had Joe on, I kind of when I picked Joe up from the airport the first time that I met Joe, I was terrified too, right? Like I was like, oh my, I was a legit fan of this guy. Like it was like
Yeah,
meeting Kobe Bryant to me, right? Like, and I know it sounds weird, but it really
that
was.
does
Like
sound weird.
it does sound weird, but like I tell Joe all the
Well,
time, like
looking back
Mama and
now,
cold
yeah,
cuts.
he's my goat, man. Joe's my goat,
Yeah,
and not only because of what he does on camera, it's all the things that I've seen him do that
off
nobody
camera.
sees, right? Like when
yeah.
we're going to like a Circa, have you been to Circa with us, Ethan?
I don't know if I've been. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We went to what's the
It's
restaurant in the basement
Oh
called?
yeah,
We went there.
Barry's,
Yeah,
yeah.
Barry's. That was a good spot.
So
Yeah,
we went,
berries.
we
Next
that was
time.
back that was back when times were good, Nick.
Barry's
Sorry.
gas station in
Sorry, bro.
Jersey.
Sorry, man. But yeah, but like I remember going to the pool and we were walking to our cabana, and our cabana at the time was like tucked in the back right corner, and we all go in, we all set up, we all come outside to kind of like watch the games, and there's a line of like 30 dudes, like 25 to 35 years old. Like, is Cold Cuts in there? Is Cold
Stop.
Cuts in there? I promise you, right?
This
And
was
this
two
was like
years
Crazy.
ago.
this was 2 years ago. I'm almost positive it was the first time he came and visited me. And bro, he spent 2.5 hours out there talking to every single person that was out there, taking
Yeah,
pictures, never cut one person short. Like, hey guys, like I gotta go. Like, not one time. I literally watched him just go down the line of all these guys and just give everybody the time that they wanted, right? Like, and
yeah,
to me, watching that was like, this guy's amazing, man. Like,
yeah.
he's
That's Joe,
amazing.
man.
Yeah,
That
it's
that
Joe.
speaks to that speaks to exactly like
Yeah,
the kind of success that he gave to us in the year that we had him. We signed him to a deal right after we met and everything. And at that point, I was before that, probably a year or so, I had been watching, Good and random stuff like that. Like Grant wasn't a thing yet. No, like Bob Does Sports was still making like their production quality was pretty poor, but it was great,
yeah,
entertainment. YouTube golf wasn't like it wasn't a huge thing, as you guys
Yeah.
know, like yet. But getting Joey and just his loud personality and um, his, he's so crazy on camera and everything, and even
Yeah.
off camera, he's the same person on and off camera. He just he contains himself a little bit better off camera,
yeah,
but his personality was like, we have to do this. We have to get someone like this to join the team, and it was a huge thing for us. We did a line with him, um, but I think I don't want to limit it, but Joey, I think was like he was the pinnacle ambassador slash like influencer we could have had on our
Yeah.
team. Um, just fit the brand so well. Was he such a loud guy? So he wanted to wear louder
Yeah.
stuff that was just in your face, and it could be borderline ugly colors that should not belong together. But he was
Yeah.
all for it, and we still get people. We can look up like different SEO type of stuff, but if you look up like Sunday Swagger, like there's a pop down on Google that says like Joey Cold Cuts right after it. Like he did I think to this day he's still just his name and old videos that are recirculating and people are watching are
Yeah,
bringing him to our website and everything. So he's
that's awesome.
That's
yeah,
what
it's
I love
super
about
good for
Joe
us.
too is he's still posting videos from like old in your stuff
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
recently. Yeah.
dude, he's posting videos. I mean, you know those guys. They're posting videos from like when they were, at the hotel or whatever back
Yeah.
in the day.
yeah,
So they're always gonna pull that stuff out, which is good for us. But it came to the time where Bob Does Sports just absolutely had blown up at the end of the year, and there's a lot of back and forth between lawyers and whatnot. But it at the end of the day, like he had to go with Breezy because like you're not gonna just like be the only one in the group that has
yeah,
another deal with somebody. Like you have to be part of the band.
yeah.
Mhm.
So we're nothing but good things about that guy, but happy for him and everything that they've been doing.
I could sit here and confidently say he's legitimately one of my best friends. Like I
Yeah.
love Joe, man. He's just a good
Yeah,
human.
yeah,
Just a
he really
great
is.
human.
I
But go ahead.
I know, I was just gonna say I can't wait because we're supposed to be hitting the casino with him at Waste Management, and that is something that I'm looking forward to. My bank account is not looking forward to it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna pull out a second mortgage for like what's going on there?
I'm really just gonna hope that some sponsorship. I mean, PGA show next week. We'll see how it goes. I got tired
Oh, I
of
saw you posted that. You're going
yeah,
now.
yeah. I was telling Rock that after today, after like the 50th person asked me if I was going, I was like, all right, all these people are going. Like I've only networked with these people over Instagram. It's like, you know, it kind of like was a bummer for me when like the rap and everything happened because it was like right as we were going into the holidays and everything like really winds down.
Yeah.
And so I was like, shoot, man, I like gotta keep like momentum rolling into the new year. And so like I've like DM'd these people and like still haven't met like really any of them in person. And then Connor Smith from Top Golf, who's like one of the first people who I connected with, was like, are you going to the PGA show? And I was like, dude, no. I was like, I mean, like, I'd love to get down there, but just like don't really know if I can swing it because I got waste management coming up. And then I'm like, I need to go. And I was already like annoyed at work today because the more momentum that Bev Boys gets, the more that I'm like, I want to quit this job so
What do
bad
you do?
because
I don't even know. What do you do? I don't even know what you do.
I work in a call center.
I thought Bev Boys was you work in a call center.
Yeah,
Dude, that's what I was doing for 2 months, and I was about to rip my
I
hair
know.
out.
I've been
No
I've been
offense.
I've been doing it for 4.5 years.
You must be good at it. I was not good at it. So,
Um, it's not even so much that, it's that, like, because I worked, like, really, like, sucky jobs, like, my whole life, like, mortgage jobs, like and how I worked jobs when I was single compared to how I worked jobs once, like, I got married and had kids is, like, night and day because, like, now every day I wake up and, like, I go to work and it's like, even though it's not, like, my dream job, it's like
You
I'm
have to
going
do it.
I'm going to
Yeah.
work because, like, I'm gonna, like, provide for my family,
yeah.
and so, like, yeah, it's not ideal, and I've never felt like I was the type of person that needed to be, like, working in a call center answering phones every day, but, yeah, like, once the rap happened, and then I was on, like, paternity leave for, like, 3 months, and so I just grinded and, it's starting to pick up steam, and, some people at my job, like, know about the page, and they're like, "Hey, man, don't quit your day job." I'm like, "Dude, I am praying that I
I'm
get out of
out.
here ASAP."
Yeah.
Is it
I'm
kind?
like,
Was that kind of awkward the first time that someone like said, "Hey, I saw your Instagram that you posted." Was it kind of awkward, or were you like, "Yeah,
so I wasn't, I was, like, on leave when it went, like, really viral, so, like,
yeah"?
I didn't really have to see them every day, but,
You came back in, you're like,
well, yeah, I came back in and I'm like, hopefully, this is a couple months max, but, like, all of, like, my friends and, like, people that I'm, like, close with or, like, my coworkers, they know that I'm like obsessed with golf because like my whole desk at work, like I have like scorecards and stuff.
Mr. Grillo.
Mr. Grill.
He's on the guest list.
Grilling and chilling.
Good. I don't know
Yeah.
what he'd talk about, but good.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Oh.
Go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh shit.
No, but
Oh,
yeah,
my
like
God.
my whole desk.
We can
No, go
edit.
ahead.
We'll edit that
Nick-
out. We'll edit that out.
Henry is staying with us at the PGA show at our house, and we gave him a
Oh,
princess
dude, yeah, we
room.
got a
He
link.
has no
We
idea.
got a link when you're there.
You gave him a what?
Yeah, I'll be there. We gave him a princess room because it's like it's a big house with tons of rooms and stuff, but there's like half the rooms are like Disney themed.
That's
Yeah.
what we
Give
had
him
last time we went. It was, but those
Yeah.
houses are awesome.
It's cool, but we gave him a princess room. It's all pink and everything, so he's gonna be happy about that.
I'm so pumped for the PGA show because like my wife always gives me a hard time that like when I'm in public and like I see people or I see my friends, like I'm just a people person. I can talk to like anybody, and like even if I don't have things in common with people, I can just like talk to them and keep a conversation going. And so I told my wife, I was like, I'm gonna be in this big ass convention center and it's just gonna be surrounded by golf and people in golf. I was like,
Pretty damn cool, bro.
they're probably gonna have to kick me out. I feel
It's
like
overwhelming, dude. When you walk in and you see like we have a little 20 by 20 booth. It's not
Yeah.
it's our second year there, but when you look at and you see like a Titleist or Callaway or one of the huge dogs that are there, it's like it's super super overwhelming, and the place
Yeah.
just goes for photos don't do it justice. Like the place just goes for it looks like miles down
Yeah.
the hallways and
Yeah.
everything of it. It's
I'm
insane.
bummed I couldn't make it this
Dude,
year.
I texted Rock and I was like, I texted him this afternoon. I said, yo, just confirmed I'm going to PGA show. I said, get to Orlando. He's like, dude, I can't. I'm like, make it happen, dude. I was like, tell Pete, like, I don't know.
Give me the credit card.
Yeah.
It's an interesting place. Like obviously it's a wholesale thing. So it's like it's a sales thing. Like there's a lot of buyers there from golf courses, and that's kind of how it started.
Mm.
And I was like, when I got asked to go last year, I'm like, yeah, I'll go to Orlando, like for
Yeah.
anytime you can do a work trip, I feel like in your 20s, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I gotta go on an airplane for work or whatever. But we went and everything, and it turned out to be like one of the best like networking places that you could
Yeah.
imagine. It's all these people from like they'll have marketers there, and they'll have people on from all these different departments of these companies, and you can kind of just walk around and just start talking to one person at the company, and they'll be like, oh, you really need to meet this person, and you start talking, you get business cards and everything, and it kind of you make friends there. It's not really just like you're
Yeah.
trying to work together,
Yeah.
but you make some friends there.
And now that you bring, sorry, go ahead, Nick. My bad.
I was just gonna say that was like the biggest thing for me, where it's like it wasn't like the people that were like reaching out asking me if I was going. It wasn't like just like people that I follow that are just like it was like brands and companies that I'm like, like the more that like people kept asking, the more I'm like, oh dang, I think I really need to be here. And also it's just kind of like one of those things where the landscape of golf, I feel like, changes so much. And like with anything, stuff that's obviously I rebuke this and hope it doesn't happen, but sometimes stuff is like hot for a while and then it kind of cools off. And obviously I'm gonna hope that doesn't happen, but even like we were talking about last night, Ethan, with like the Land Force video, like that was like huge. And so I'm like, dude, I kind of want to like capitalize on this, and I know he's going next week, so I was like, hell yeah, dude, let's link up.
Dude, it all comes down to like, I mean, this industry and everything. Like you can look a certain way on social media, you can act a certain way, you can release these products that are super sick or whatever, but at the end of the day, you realize at something like a PGA show, like everybody's just people at the end of the day, and we're all just different. We're all creative in many different ways, and yes, we're competitors, but it's fun to meet people that are doing and have like the same interests as you in the golf space. But yeah, once you get there and everything, like we'll hang out for sure. But it's a crazy, just busy week, and
I'm
there's a
pumped.
lot going on. Yeah.
Talking
Rock.
about the PGA show, like I just realized, Ethan, another one of my favorite days ever was out there again. Remember when we went out to Falcons Ridge and it was just all of us doing that?
That was a day that will live in infamy, Rock.
Yeah,
That was,
I know.
Tell this story.
well,
It
no, it
was
was great.
It was great, but we had that's the video that Carter caught Henry's ball.
Oh,
Ethan was there for that.
Yeah, you ain't got to tell the story. I know. I messaged him as I was watching that video with Rock, and I was like, I've watched a lot of YouTube golf. I said this might be one of my favorite YouTube golf videos ever.
You were watching a Golf Fathers video?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, so what happened was I was sitting on the couch and Rocky had a gun pointed at me and he said, "You're gonna watch the whole thing." And I was like, "Take it easy, man.
You're gonna like it."
That's what's most surprising about this whole thing. You're one of I'm just kidding, Rocky.
No,
yeah. The one with me is tanking their numbers right now, unfortunately. So
no, it's killing. What do you mean? It's doing really well. It's almost 10K.
That was such a fun match, and I feel like I didn't really contribute anything. And it's like every round that I played with Rocky off camera is like I couldn't miss with the putter, and then we finally get on the video. And it's like I couldn't hit anything.
That's how it goes.
But Ethan, you don't agree that like leading up to that incident, that like first 6-7 holes, I feel like was
incredible.
One of the best times I've ever had on a golf course.
We had everybody out there. Everybody was, playing, having fun or whatever. And then, the clouds just, if this is the sun, the clouds just started to just go in front of the sun. And, you felt this kind of just energy shift.
Now, and, to give credit, that video has done probably 10 million.
Very good content. Very good content. For those that don't know.
Well, like as far as like the real clips, yes, it has.
Oh, really?
The real clips, like I've posted it twice and it's done over 1 million both times. And then Carter posted it twice and it did like 2 or 3 million. Like it's gone absolutely crazy.
To his credit, I mean, there's love Carter to death. Great guy. Yeah. It was very on brand for what that was. I think it caught, Carter's the DOD king and he has this persona and stuff, and he used to be on our team. Have absolutely nothing bad to say about him, but his whole brand is kind of poking the giant and kind of like everybody knows it. So it from my vantage point, it looked like he was doing just that, and I was like, this is great. This is good for business. He's doing it, and then he it started to get. And that's what, like, I always watch YouTube golf and think like, oh, everything's fake or whatever. But like those emotions and everything are real. And I saw that firsthand that day. And I was like, guys, it's just YouTube golf. But, it's everybody's livelihoods. And it's such a big part of everybody that was there, their life. So I understood.
Should we get into this? Because to explain like why I reacted the way that I did.
You got mad, dude. You got very mad.
I did, but it was because Niz. Like Niz got really mad at what Carter did, and so did Nick and so did Pepio. That Niz felt like he was the one that should come up to the green and start shit. And I just lost it because as we're putting, Niz walks up and kicks the ball. Remember? Like he walks up.
Gino was putting,
Gino was putting, yeah. And there's like probably 10 minutes of yelling and screaming that was edited out of that.
There's a lot of stuff that you wouldn't want others to know that was said
yeah, for sure.
That you said,
you'd for sure be
canceled.
Me?
It was really bad.
What did I say? We can edit it out. Did I say something really that bad?
No, it was just normal.
I know I was mad. I know I was mad though. I know I was mad though.
No, you were mad because the second that Niz kicked the ball, you're like, all right, so what are we doing? Are we fighting? I'm like, dog, nobody is itching for a fight more than Rocky.
Oh, dude, this guy, you just look at Rocky
so
and
on brand.
Rocky, you look like you've been in a lot of fights. Not that like your face is all messed up, but you just
his
look
name
like
is Rocky,
Yeah.
Well, like we're gonna keep it a secret, but you know my line of work, and I can't I can't just be a walkover in the line of work that I'm in. So I've had to learn how to kind of defend myself a little bit.
Ballet?
Yeah, valet,
Yeah.
for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, Ethan, I have one more question kind of for you.
Yeah.
And I just kind of
We've
want to
kind of
know,
just
like,
gone off.
yeah, and I knew this was going to happen. This is going to happen to most guests because most of
Yeah.
these guys we're boys with. So it's going to venture off, of course. But I kind of just want to, I kind of got a little bit of a taste of it, helping you guys with wholesale for a little bit. Like, take me through like what is like your day-to-day work that somebody that is a Sunday Swagger fan really doesn't understand? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
day-to-day of Ethan.
Well, that's a tough question. I'm lucky that they give me a paycheck, dude. It's such a fun place to work, and every day, that sounds super cliche, but every day I wake up and I'm like, dang, I gotta go do this. And it for the most part, a lot of it doesn't feel like work because it's talking to you guys or
Yeah.
doing stuff that's just kind of people oriented, and that's kind of
Mhm.
what we try to do at Sunday Swagger. Like it keeps you going when people you have somebody order for the 80th time or the 60th time, and they're like, I can't get enough of these polos, like they feel so good, and you guys drop anything, we'll buy it, and it's cool to be at that point as a business where we're all kind of working towards that same goal. Day to day is tough just because we're technically a startup still. We've been in business since I think 2019 or 2020, and I've been there since 21. And it's crazy that much time has flown, but every day is different, and we, uh, I mean, it starts with a polo getting designed. We have a great design team. It's our owner Mark still designs a ton of polos and different different accessories and all that stuff. We have a great designer named Lucy who's doing our masters. I just saw our masters collection, which is coming out. We can't
Mm.
we can't name it, obviously. Like masters is super weird. We have to try to come up with something creative for it.
Yeah.
Like the no phones allowed collection or the Augusta collection. Like you can't use masters, or you guys know that.
Yeah.
That's always every golf company kind of releases a masters collection, but they're not allowed to say that word. So it's like who can be the most creative with what you're naming it. Um,
Mhm.
but she did a great job with that. Just saw everything. So we'll get we'll get our polos and everything and what we're releasing, and we'll have a schedule of when all this apparel is dropping, and then we'll say, okay, we need, here's kind of what we're theming it. Here's what the kind of marketing angle is around it. Are we gonna have youth? Are we gonna have women's sleeveless? Are we gonna have outerwear? Are we gonna have hats, head covers, whatever it is? And um, we all kind of have to come to that, and then it's kind of go time once we get samples for that. Booking. I will say one of the hardest parts is booking models. So if you're out there listening to this still, first off, congrats, you made it this far.
What about me? I'll model for you.
Rock, you already model for us.
I'm convinced Rock sleeps in Sunday Swagger. I saw
I
a
know.
photo. I saw a photo of him not too long ago in our group chat, and I was like, "That's an imposter because that guy's not wearing Sunday Swagger." And he's like, "This was before I signed with them," and I was like,
That's that's
"Yeah."
the only
Yeah.
way he's not wearing Sunday Swagger is that it was before he found us.
I was like, "Nice
That's
try, Diddy."
your
But
pillowcase is probably a Sunday Swagger.
I would
thing.
love a pillowcase if you got one.
We'll make one for you. That's
Splatter.
easy.
Splatter.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Give me a
That's easy. It'd
splatter.
be nice and cold too. Like the
Yeah.
fabric would be.
It would be great.
There would never be a cold side of the pillow because they'd both be cold.
Yeah, we got to
Now,
get this guy a jacket. This guy's always cold.
freezing.
Dude,
Constantly
yeah,
freezing.
we got a lot of stuff on the horizon. There's a couple things that I want to say so badly, but we just
Yeah.
cannot say.
Come on,
Yeah.
spill
No.
the
No.
beans.
It's exciting. It's like it's very. I don't want to say history altering because that's very like that's out
Wow.
there, and all we do is
Yeah.
just make apparel. But there's a couple things that are gonna change a lot.
Oh,
That's all I
I,
can say. But
I think one of the best, sorry to cut you off, but one of the best things about Sunday Swagger and learning this through working with wholesale and Serena, like the fact that you guys drop every whatever it is, every other, like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, where most companies
sometimes it feels like every day, dude.
yeah, I know. And
Sometimes.
most companies, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to talk crazy, but most companies have like what they're dropping for like the summer, the winter, whatever it is, and they just
Mhm.
stick to that. Like you guys are constantly always coming up with new designs and new,
Yeah.
twice a month at least.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be a lot more, and I think we found strategies that work best for us where we'll kind of plan it out, and we're a lot more we're a lot more planned out now than we were 3 years ago or something, but we're still, like, learning what our customer wants. We're still,
Yeah.
listening to what they say and trying to, like, implement that kinda stuff into our product and into our marketing, into our, everything that the company is made out of. But it feels like just when you're in it every day, it feels like it's because the customer, you guys like you only see the output. Obviously, you see like what product is out there, and you see the photos of it, you see the videos of it, any marketing around it, the emails. But there's a lot that goes into the back end of that, and it all just kind of starts with having different ideas and people brainstorming things together and coming up with the best idea. We land on that idea, we go shoot it. We, like, is there anything we can do that um, is different than any other companies? And I feel like that's I feel like that's what's found us the most success is that we don't try to be something that we're not. And I feel like a lot of um, I love a lot of other companies in this space, trust me, but there's a lot of companies out there that want to appear a certain way or think they're cooler than the rest because they I don't even know why they think that, but
mhm.
they almost I feel like think they're cooler than their customer is. And if you go look at like who's tagging them in products and stuff, it's a normal customer. It's a normal looking person. It's not some chiseled jaw looking model looking person. It's real people. And I feel like we've
Yeah.
done a really good job at tapping into that and tapping into who our customer actually is and what our customer wants and focusing on that. And we're trying to shift it around where, like I was saying a little bit ago, 5 minutes ago, is like finding models is hard because you could find an absolute 10 out of 10 looking model that's has everything, chiseled jawline and super jacked and everything, but like it's not going to do as well and it's not going to resonate as well with our customer because our customer is a 2XL that likes to drink beer on the golf course and have fun with his friends and
Mhm.
um, has terrible facial hair, like whatever it is. So like
Yeah.
we're trying to tap into that more, but at the same time, you guys don't. Rocky
Thanks.
might.
No, that's why I
Thanks.
shave,
Thanks,
patchy
Ethan.
beard, shave all
Yeah.
the time.
Um,
My shaver battery died. I was gonna shave.
it's tough. That's the
Yeah,
worst.
it's the worst.
You gotta wait till the next morning, you gotta
I
charge
know it's
it. Yeah.
brutal.
And then you try to plug it in for like 5 minutes and then you shave for 30 seconds and it turns
Yeah,
off.
I was
Yeah.
trying to shave with it plugged in, and it wasn't working, so I just gave up on it.
No, yeah.
I knew
Do you
you
have
were
the
gonna talk.
green Philips Norelco one? That's what I have.
I honestly got it off TikTok Shop.
Okay.
Wow.
It probably explains a lot.
Yeah.
$4.
Yeah,
T-mill.
it was like, times
Yeah.
are hard, Ethan.
Yeah.
You
Times are
better
hard.
buy that while you can with this whatever, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we I feel like we've done a really good job at like, if you look at our reviews online and you look at um our what our customers are saying, you look at what we're tagged in on Instagram and everything and Facebook, like our customer is a real person that is in wherever they're at, Texas, Illinois, like they're just normal people. And I think 2025 for us is going to be a big year of honing into that a lot more
Mhm.
and not necessarily looking for, what looks good in a photo or whatever. Like we're not afraid to, throw up like a Buffalo Bills type of like TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
You know how they just do those like memes or like
Yeah.
we'll do that kind of stuff. And I feel like other brands are afraid to do something that is like social media content that people actually want to see instead of like they'll try to just look very good and um I think that's over and done with for a while. But
Yeah.
I
we
think you're
posted
I
this.
think you're a very sneaky, really good content creator, Ethan. I'm always going to give you your props for that. You're very good
Well,
at doing that stuff.
we have a we have a great team that has so many ideas and will do anything to come up with like the best possible thing, and I'm super thankful for that. We have Emma, social media, she's super good at it. Ryan, video, also super good at it. Both take initiative on things, and that's been super helpful because I used to just sit around like scrolling like TikTok or whatever and thinking like, what can I possibly steal from somebody else and put it up, and or like not steal, but just like make it our own. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy what finds success, and with everything that Instagram and Facebook with their algorithms have implemented, you're able to find so many different audiences now with just organic stuff. And but it's a lot of fun, man. There's a lot more to it, but that's I didn't even get into my day to day, but it changes all the time.
No, that's. I mean, I appreciate you coming on, bro. I love you, man. You're the best.
Yeah. How long do your other ones usually go?
This is by far the longest.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The boys chopping it up.
Boys chopping it up. I think Joe's was pretty close to this though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Joe's was an hour. I think you went. Yeah, I think you went like 10 minutes longer.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I thought we were aiming for 2 hours.
We don't like me and Nick like at first we were like, we'll bring him on for 10 to 20 minutes, but then like we're sitting here before Joe came on and we're like, I doubt this is going to go 10, 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we got too much stuff to talk about and we're boys and it kind of just unravels,
No, I appreciate you guys having me on and let me talk about whatever it is. Again, I feel like I'm sandwiched between such great people, but Rock, you're the man. I'm super glad that you connected with Nick. And Nick, I can't wait to talk to you at the PGA show more and hang out.
Yeah, we're gonna hang for sure.
Think about me while you guys are out there. I'll be there in spirit.
We'll pour one out for you.
We gotta figure that out.
Just FaceTime me,
dude.
Henry's gonna be there.
Henry's gonna be there.
Dude.
Well, he lives in Florida, so he's just driving and everything.
Bro, go donate some plasma or something. I don't know. Do something.
He's already done it. You've already gone that route. You have no more plasma.
I have no more plasma left.
There's got to be someone that you like, something you could sell. Something.
I got unvaccinated blood.
All right.
All right. Edit that out.
Hit up Bob. Tell him you need that 1800.
Yeah, I know. Edit that
out.
Yeah, edit that out. But I truly think in a couple of years, unvaccinated blood will be worth money.
I can see that.
I truly like, call me crazy, but it's really gonna be down the road. Like when people that weren't vaccinated will be able to like sell and donate clean blood.
This is the most wild episode.
This could give me a lot.
This is getting cut out. This is getting cut out for sure.
I wanted to go to the Genesis Open in 2021 or 2022, and they required Vax cards. So I had my buddy like make a fake one, and
I had a couple fake ones.
Dude, it's LA. Like you're whatever. We can.
I had a fake one to go to the Raiders game.
Have to do it. Rocky, start a little outro and we can cut this part out.
No, go ahead, Nick. You got it.
All right. Well, Ethan, once again, man, we appreciate you coming on.
Just for the people out there, we just talked for about another hour about stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't make the cut in the podcast.
It's going to be on the outtakes and the bloopers at the season's end reel. I feel like we're going to have you back on in 6 months or whenever this groundbreaking thing that Sunday Swagger is working on comes out, and we're going to have to chat about it. And honestly, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we might need to test the product out for like hits or something. I don't know. I mean, we'll circle back, corporate jargon.
One of them involves a product or /products that will be in about less than 2 months, and then the other is not related to product, and that's the one that's going to be absolutely earth shattering. So
Good to
Wow.
know. I'm
but
looking forward
both
to
of you
this.
cannot know. Nobody can know.
Ethan, we're going
what?
to Callaway. I'm going with Nick to Callaway.
Very excited for that.
Sick.
When is that? What date is that again? The 3rd or the 4th?
The 4th, and then
I have to
PGA
stop
Memes is the
by.
5th.
I have to stop by and drop some of this stuff off to Serena. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
come say hi. I'm gonna
Come
say
by.
hi. To
You'll be with Nick.
I don't know. We're gonna figure that out. Are you gonna fly to Vegas or are you gonna fly to?
My flight's already booked, so it's into. Why is it like? Are you hitting Sunday Swagger on the way to Callaway?
Or we could. I mean, I just don't know
I mean,
how we'll be able to hit it on the way out if we're leaving at 3 a.m.
well, I mean the fitting's at 1:30, so
Come get you. And I mean, they're
only
how
be
far
like
are you from San Diego?
Me?
Yeah, how far is you
Well,
is you
Carlsbad, I think, is a little north of San Diego.
or Carlsbad? How far are you
Yeah,
from Carlsbad?
I live in Dana Point, which is 19 minutes from Carlsbad, but our office is Yorba Linda, which is North Orange County, which is probably an hour, 45 minutes with no traffic.
Okay, that ain't bad at all. Yeah, I'll just come pick you up and we'll go down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah.
All right,
if
man.
you're looking to fly into an airport, oh, you already booked your flight. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, they booked that. They were just. I didn't even tell
Is
them.
it are you flying into San Diego?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Yeah, we'll have to. Don't just stop by the office. We should go golf because I want to golf.
Down.
Yeah, let's figure it out. We'll I'll text you and we'll figure
Me and
something
Nick
out.
scramble versus you, Rock.
Let's do it.
I'm so down.
Let's do it.
I think we'd win that. But
Let's get it.
Ethan, you haven't seen me play lately. I'm getting better.
Let's watch him crash out. Let's watch him crumble.
I beat Melosi.
Well, yeah, you slam dunked a ball. I mean,
hey. I mean, what do you want me to say? You want me to take it away?
I need a hole in one this year so bad.
I'm getting one on a par 4 this year.
All right,
no.
That's my goal.
Hey, thank you guys so much for staying up late for me and everything and recording this. Nick, it's probably 10:30 there. You gotta get in bed, dude.
Yeah,
he's a night owl.
Yeah, I got like 4 hours of sleep combined, like the last 2 nights, because I was like editing videos, and so.
Dude, I don't want to keep you. Go sleep, dude. When this podcast is number 2 in the world next to the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah.
Just remember me that I was in the first 5 or something.
And we're gonna be on his heels then.
I think you're third. Yeah. You're third or fourth, Ethan.
Yeah, man.
Come on, baby.
In no order of importance.
No order of importance. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'll take it all day. Thank you guys so much.
No, you're the man, bro.
We'll do it again.
Yes, sir. We'll see you soon.
See you soon, bro.
All right, man. Peace.
Later.